Computer. Okay, we are going to begin. Tay's going to introduce herself, and then I'll introduce myself, and then we're going to go over a few different things. So grab pen and paper, all that kind of good stuff. And if you haven't put it in the chat, go ahead and tell us how long you've been in, just so that way it gives us a good idea.
Hey guys, my name is Taylor Kaufman. Welcome to the new distributor training. I am from Missouri and I've been in the business for 5 years now. I got started whenever I was in nursing school. I was working 2 waitressing jobs, and I honestly didn't really know that this was going to be something that I would be doing long term. I joined 30 minutes after hearing about it. I heard make money, get healthier, and I was like, take my money, sign me up. Like, I put it on a credit card. I had lots of credit card debt, but I was like, there's no way I'm going to get out of credit card debt if I don't do something different. And so I just got started really not knowing what this would turn out to be. Now I've been doing this 5 years. I do this full-time from home. Now I'm a retired nurse, and this business has been a huge blessing from, paying for our wedding, helping us get out of credit card debt. And we're going to be actually buying our first home probably around May. So this business has been a huge blessing, and I'm so glad you all are on and going to be learning how to launch your business. I'm excited for you guys for being on.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to do something first. So I read an article the other day that a teacher, because people didn't have their cameras on, a teacher like played farting noises. I don't know if you guys saw that. And so he was like, everybody turn on your camera, just to like build the hype of the laughter. So if you have the opportunity right now, I want you to turn on your camera, just because that helps us kind of just make sure that if we see your head nodding or it's making sense, that just helps us as we're teaching and educating, because this is our job, is to help guide you through this process. We want to give you all the tools, but we also want to make sure that it makes sense. So two, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the chat, because we can go over those. But my name is Erin Tweed. I have been doing this business for 6.5 years. I started when I was working full-time as a nurse. So I worked full-time all the way through presidential, which some of you guys may not even know what that is, and that's okay. That's why you're here tonight, because we're going to give you some of the basics to help you in growing your business each and every day. But I worked this business really just on social media, because obviously that's what most of us are doing. We don't really have the opportunity to get out and about, but it wasn't necessarily something that I had done before. And so I jumped all in, and now I've been doing this at home full-time for a little over 5 years. I have 3 kids. So, I want you to drop, we'll kind of talk about a few things here in a minute, but, first and foremost, I really think a big portion to having success and kind of going over the different things that we're going to do tonight is having that reason why you got started. So if you are brand new, or even if you've been in a little bit, go ahead and put in the chat, what was the reason that you said yes to this business? So for me, we needed extra money to help cover the cost of childcare, but that wasn't like the deep down reason. Okay, so we're going to walk through a few of these things, but I just want you to know that when we're talking about some of the things that to help you each and every day, if you have this deep down reason forefront and like in your face all the time, it is only going to help you long term. There we go. So we've got extra income, hair and nail money, money to pay off credit card debt, extra money with dreams, work all the time, don't want to work so much, credit card debt, frustrated mom cleaning, extra income. Okay, I love it. So like I said, I thought the reason that I started was because I needed a little bit extra to help cover the cost of childcare. But kind of deep down, when I started asking myself deeper and deeper and saying, okay, well, why do we need extra money? Well, we were taking money from savings. So if you can relate to this, you're doing anything and everything for your kids. I went to college. I did all the things that they said I was supposed to do, but it still wasn't enough. And so I just got to the point where I was like, enough is enough. I've got to do something. But if I just said, hey, I want a little bit extra money, that's not going to be the reason that pushes me out of bed every day, right? It's got to be something that's deep down. And so when I started thinking about it, I was like, oh my gosh, like I am just so tired of missing moments with my son. And I'm taking, my husband's taking him to daycare and we're arguing about finances, but we're doing all the things. And it was all of these things that built up. That became the reason why I started doing the tasks that are on this next list. And so first and foremost, no, I just have a lot of allergies. Somebody was like, you sound rough. And I've been talking like a lot this week, so I think I'm losing my voice. But, um, I think the big thing is just making that commitment, because you're going to see a couple different things that we're going to talk about. But if you know that reason, that's going to push you out of bed. It's going to make you do these things. And Taylor can probably relate to this, that we're not doing anything different now than we were years ago, right? We're doing this, but we've just done it consistently over time. And so I'm going to challenge you tonight. You put some of those reasons in the chat. I want you to dig deeper, figure out what is that reason. Ask yourself why, what is that deep down reason as to why you want to get started. And so I'm going to share our screen real quick, because this is what we call our KPI list. You can also, go into your eSuite and document library. And under that, if you search, I think it's daily task or daily task list, you'll find this, or KPI, I think you can search by that. KPI means essentially key performance indicators. So this is essentially things for you to do each and every day. So if you are a list maker like me, put a 1 in the chat. Or maybe you're not a list maker, but I promise this is going to help you make your life a heck of a lot easier when you know exactly what you need to be doing each and every day. So we're going to kind of break down the list for you. So you have tools, and we'll put some different pages and stuff that, have post examples. Taylor has an awesome Instagram page that she uploads images each and every day. But this list gives you an idea of, okay, what should I be doing each and every day when it comes to, certain things for posts? Okay, now I have those pages that I can go and utilize as resources. So I'm going to share my screen. Tay, if you want to go ahead and break down 1 through 5, that would be awesome. And I will go ahead in the chat, like I said, break down a few things so that way you guys can see. Can you guys see it okay? Hopefully.
Yeah, we can see it. So before I go through 1 through 5, you guys, I just want you guys to know that, having some type of like realistic expectation, okay? I don't want you to jump into this and think that you do this list one time and you haven't signed 1 million people and you're like, okay, it's not working for me, like something's wrong with me. I just want you guys to understand that this business is a process, okay? It is a process. And, as you start doing this list every day, you're going to get results, but don't be defeated and don't be discouraged if you do this list one day and you're like, well, I didn't sign a single person, because a lot of times this business is kind of like farming. You have to view all of these things that you're doing as like planting seeds into the ground. And we all know that seeds do not bloom overnight. Okay. They take sunshine, they take rain, they take, just time to grow and develop. And so just don't be defeated when you start working this list and doing this business, because the results will come. You just have to keep doing it every single day. Okay. So the first 5 we're going to talk about. The first one is show yourself making or using a product on Instagram or Facebook, and use a poll or swipe option. Okay. So when you are on your phone, hopefully everyone knows how to post to your story. If you don't, it's really simple. You just hit the little plus button if you're on Instagram, and you should give the option to post to your story. Facebook, you should be able to get to it from your profile. Just hit add to story. And this is where you can show yourself either using the products or featuring products every day. Okay. This is a place where you can't post too much to your story. Okay. You could literally post 20 slides a day to your story and people just tap through it, tap through it, tap through it. So posting about the products and showing people what you have your hands on is so important every day. And add a poll. So whenever you're adding a poll, it gives people the option to vote on it, and then you can see who's interested, and that gives you a list of people to reach out to. So if you don't have products on hand, which if you guys have your sample app, you can log in and send yourself a couple samples, so that way you can get some products in and start making it on your story. But that's an option. And then once you get your shopping spree, you're going to get some products in that you can start using on your story. But if you don't have products in right now, be creative. Use the polls, or use the story content that's on Pinterest, on my Instagram training page. I'll put some links in the chat for you if Erin doesn't, and just save those links so that way you have some resources for featuring the products. The second one is make a post about your personal story. So your past, your present, your future. Okay. So a lot of you probably joined with someone. Drop a 2 in the comments if you joined with someone because of their story. You were reading about this business opportunity on their page, and you were reading about, maybe some of their struggles and why they joined. And that's what attracted you to this business, because you saw a solution for someone's life. And that is why we share our story, is because we want people to get to know us, that we want to show people like why we're here, why we got started. And it could literally be as small as, I wanted to pay for my groceries and gas with my phone. Okay. I wanted to make enough money so I could pay for my daughter's dance lessons or whatever, from my social media. Like, talk about why you got started. Okay. Because there's going to be other people on your timeline that can totally relate to your story. And then talk about what you want this business to do for you. You might have not made a single dollar yet in this business, and probably none of you have if you're just getting started. But what you can talk about is what you're going to do with this opportunity, what this is going to do for your family. And I think just manifesting that and putting it out there for the world to see, like, that is validating that you are going to receive that blessing, because you are believing in it. You're writing it in your post. You're like faithing it. And I think that that is what honestly helped me start signing distributors. Was I was talking about how I was going to pay off all my credit card debt with my phone. And it like got me excited to even talk about it in posts. It's like, okay, this is my why. This is my why. I just kept putting it out there why I joined, and telling people this is what it's going to do for me one day. Just watch, one day it's going to pay off my credit card debt. So sharing your story daily is important. Okay. Either in a post or even on your story, just talking about the opportunity. The third one says, go to your Facebook friends and pick 25 people, sort them from newest to oldest, and then like and comment on their pages. So this is what we call interacting. This is kind of how we engage with people on social media. This is how we like build relationships. So when you're on, let me show you Instagram, for instance. If you're on your Instagram page and you go to your following list, at the top, there's going to be a little arrow that you can click, and it'll ask you to sort them, and you can sort it from newest to oldest or oldest to newest. And so that's just what that means, is getting your newer people that you've been following at the top of your list and interacting with them. Same for Facebook. If you go to your friends list, you can get your newest friends to the top, or if you want to, do it by your oldest, and go to their page, like a few of their pictures and comment. What happens is those people that you're interacting with, they're going to see your name pop up in their notifications. They're going to click on your name, and they're going to be like, who is this person? Or they're going to go see your page, and they might see one of your posts, or they might see your story. And so it's just kind of exposure even to your page as well as you're interacting with people. And then the last one is share someone's corporate approved pictures. So on your story, right, you're sharing about the products. I encourage you to share at least one before and after picture about whatever the product is you're talking about. Like I said, all of that content, there's so much content with awesome before and after pictures on it, but showing people physical people's results, okay? All of our corporate approved images have been submitted from either customers or distributors. And when we submit these pictures, we have to tell corporate what products we use and how long we use them, okay? And so they go through corporate and they get approved. And so these are real people, real results. Pinterest has hundreds of thousand result pictures. If you're like, I need to find a result picture about the cleanse, go to Pinterest, search It Works Cleanse results, and look for a corporate approved image, okay? They look like this. They have a little white background on it. I'm just going to show you. Cleanse results. It works. So it's going to have a little white background. See all these little white backgrounds at the bottom, and it has it has what they use and then the time frame, okay? And it has a little It Works logo. So that that's a corporate approved image, okay? So that it's compliant to post. So posting one of those to your story with your product feature, and to your page, you guys, on Facebook. You can either post it in the comments of your post. So like sometimes I'll make a status on Facebook that says, who on my timeline drinks coffee and wants to lose weight? Drop an emoji below, peep the comments for results. And then in the comments, I might post a picture of Skinny Brew results that I find on Pinterest. And I'm showing people physical proof of what the products are doing for people, okay? People got to see it to believe it, because it's one thing to say that our skinny brew shrinks waist, but man, if you see a before and after picture, and once you get your own before and after picture, they're like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. I want that after picture, you know? So that's just tips on that. And I encourage you guys to get your own before and afters, because when you can share your own results with people, it is so simple to work this business, you guys, because you're literally like, this is me before and after. Okay. So when you get your shopping spree in, take before pictures. If you're growing your hair out, take before pictures. If you're losing weight, take before pictures. If you're doing the skincare, take before pictures. That's so important.
Yes, I love it. And I think too, kind of adding, going back to just sharing your personal story, some of that content that you guys just shared in the chat about the reason why you started, that is something you can play off. If you're sharing your story, and we'll share kind of like a different guide that if you need to create a story and things of that nature. But be thinking about, what life was like before, what made you say yes, and what you're going after now, because you guys all have that deep down reason why you said yes. And so that's going to turn into a post or a story or anything like that. And then too, I did share those couple links, so you might have to scroll back in the chat. But know too, if you see something that we've posted, some of the leaders in this group, feel free to copy and paste until you get comfortable. Or, if you see some images on our story, there's no reason that you can't go hold down, screenshot it, and add it to your story. We all have different networks. And so that's the cool thing. Until you kind of get confident in that process, you can definitely utilize as many of those as you want to. Okay, so moving on to like the second half, message 10 people about the customer option. So if you're posting, let's say you posted you making your skinny brew coffee because you sent a couple samples to yourself, and let's say you do that. Well, the last slide, sometimes if you go to my story, like this morning, I'll do like a little boomerang, and I'll just hold my coffee cup, and then I'll put a poll, and I'm like, do you want to try a sample? You can get 1 for $6 or 3 for 15 or whatever it is. And so I can leave that up. So then I can go back in the evening and look at, who's voted on it. Then that's an option to message. There's also a really cool thing called host a post, which we're not going to go into detail tonight. Just because honestly, you can go to my YouTube, you could go to Taylor's. We have tons of resources when it comes to host a post. And so you can get that more in-depth training. Take the time. Here's the thing with this. Obviously you're doing some of these different things, but it's up to you too. Like, we can give you all the resources. We can give you the tools. We can give you the posts. We can give you the scripts, but it's up to you to actually do the work. It's up to you to message the people. It's up to you to post. It's up to you to take initiative and watch some of those videos, so that way you can get acclimated. But it's essentially, getting interaction on different places. And so you're going to have people that you can message from host to post. I was kind of going through, if you go to my page, I've got our giveaway post up. And so that will all make sense once you watch the host post video. But, tonight I was going through and just getting people I was asking them, hey, do you mind throwing something up on your wall for me? In return, you'll get an entry into our giveaway. So then I'm having them post about, a product that I'm looking for models for. So it's just getting the word out there. So you have that different fluctuation. If your brand's making new, it might be messaging 10 of your closest friends and family if you came up with that list of people that you want to reach out to. So it's just going to be dependent on that stage, but always make it a goal to reach out to 10 people about the customer. Message 20 people about the opportunity. So if you share that little story, maybe you made a couple slides, or you shared the reason why you got started, whatever that looks like, people that are liking and commenting, you can go and message them and just say, hey girl, thanks so much for the support and love on my post. I would love to send you some more information if you're interested in learning more about what I do and how this can be helpful for you. And again, we have a bunch of different resources as far as like message examples. So you just have to go search the 2020 focus page, but you're going to find that. You're going to, you might see similar people watching your stories, because you can always go and watch who's viewing your story. So if you have somebody that you see consistently for a couple days is watching your story, message them, because they're probably trying to figure out what in the heck you're doing, but they're obviously intrigued because they're coming back. So reaching out to people about that. And then Taylor's been putting in some different messages too. So go copy those, because the chat will disappear after this Zoom. So you can go and copy those into your notes. Add a minimum of 25 new friends on Instagram and Facebook from a specific area. So one thing that I like to do, and hopefully you guys can see my screen in a minute, but I like to, okay, let's say this girl right here. I like to just click on if somebody tagged a location. I might go and add some different people that have tagged the similar location. If I have a certain boutique that I like, I'm gonna go and add. This is one of the boutiques that I shop at. So I might go and be like, oh, let me go and interact on, some of the likes and add some of those different people. So boutiques, if you have kids clothing, maybe you like a certain, fitness equipment, or you like a certain restaurant that's local to you, or maybe like to travel somewhere, or your husband loves to hunt, or whatever. You guys get the point. You can search some of those different things and start adding people with common interests. So that way you guys are already building that connection on that level. And then as people are coming to you, you guys have more than just obviously offering the opportunity, but it's building that relationship. So you're going to, the example I always give, and if you've heard my trainings before, I'm sorry, because I'm going to give you the same example, but it's so like simple. So when you get started, always look at like your friend count. So most of you probably came in, like, I think I had 300 friends on Facebook. That was like as big as my pond was, right? And so if I'm going to go fish and I'm trying to like catch some fish, I only have 300 fish to go after. So my goal is with Facebook, you can maximize and max out your friends list at 5,000. So wouldn't you want to continue to grow your network so that way when you're casting, you have more opportunity of catching more fish? You have 5,000 opportunity versus the 300. Same thing with Instagram. You can have, it's unlimited over there to have so many followers. Like you can follow a certain amount of people, but it's giving you more people to interact and engage with as you're going. And so you want to make sure, because you're going to have, again, that local warm market, whatever you want to call it, those close friends and family. But then after that, you're going to want to expand because you're going to feel like, okay, I've got to talk to more people. Posting stories on Instagram and Facebook about the coffee sample. So again, if you're making that product, that first thing that Taylor talked about, like I said, the last thing, all you have to do is add a poll. If there's a poll option, it looks like the little sticky note. If you're not familiar with stories, if I'm going to go and do a story, okay, let's just say this picture. At the very top, there is a little sticky note. So I might just click that, and then I'm going to click poll. Okay, and then I can give them, you never want to be like yes or no. You always want to give them a yes or yes option. So yes, I'm definitely in, or yes, I want more info. Skeptical, curious, yes, I'm totally down. Like something along those lines that's going to give you an opportunity to message them. But you can easily knock out those two together. If you're posting about yourself making the skinny brew or the skinny coffee, that's going to be the cool thing. And then post, you want to try and get 10 host to post up a day. So I would really encourage you. And again, there's a ton of different, training videos that you guys can go back and watch to just start, you can get entered into our giveaway. Start looking at that and just saying, okay, I'm going to post about our team's giveaway. Let me get some entries in. So I'm going to message people about that opportunity to just get them posting for you. And it's literally as simple as that. It's just making that commitment to do those things each and every day. Taylor, is there anything else that I didn't touch on?
I don't think so, but I want to challenge you guys. If you haven't posted about the giveaway, I'm just going to go ahead and put a post in the chat for you guys to put on your Facebook wall, and then get with your enroller after, or go to the 2020 focus page to follow the host to post guides to start working this, because you guys, this is going to help you get some conversations going about the products. This is going to help you just talking to people about the products. I'll send you guys a post, and I encourage you to use like a colored background with it. So like mine, I just did like a pink background, and it just says, curious, which would you prefer? Would you rather have a white Christmas with snow or no snow and warm? Comment below for a chance to enter our cash giveaway tomorrow. So I'm going to send you guys that. If you want to use that, go ahead and post that on your wall, and then get with your enroller and say, okay, I just made my host to post. Help me walk through this, or follow that link. There's obviously a guide of how to have that conversation. But that's the last thing I wanted to leave you with, is just start working on that and learning that system.
Yes, I love it. Okay, the last thing, and then we're done, because this honestly, this is very like simple things. This journey is very simple. It's not going to be easy. Again, it's up to you to just make that commitment. You guys commented all those reasons why you wanted to get started, and so I would just encourage you to dig deep, figure out what's that deep rooted reason, so that way you're pushing yourselves each and every day. Do we wake up every single day and I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I really want to post? No, but I know that it's going to help my business long term, because the example that I always give, I used to work in orthopedics. And so there were some surgeons that would come to our hospital, and I'm like, I don't know how they have patients, because they're like, I never see them on our OR schedule, but they're like, but then we have our other surgeons that are busy all the time, but they're doing surgery on multiple patients. I'm like, that would be my go-to, because they're consistently doing surgery. Like, I would trust that ability more on my body, right? And so same thing with this business and posting and adding to your story. If you post one time, we've had people, that will sign up and come into the business, and all of a sudden they're like, it's just not working. I'll go to their page and they haven't posted anything. Well, if you don't post, this is like your storefront. People don't know what you have to offer. If you're not adding to your story, people have no idea what is happening. Of course, you're not going to sign any customers because you haven't told them what you have to offer. Of course, you're not going to, be adding to your team and helping people change their life and start earning extra income. And you're not going to earn extra income because you haven't told people what you have to offer. So make that commitment to yourself, whatever it looks like for you. Just get in that routine. And as you're getting refreshed into this, maybe it's going to take setting some alarms in your phone. You might, because it may not be something that's like your norm. Like, oh my gosh, like I only normally post on social media like once every couple weeks. And so now, you're going to have to be doing it a little bit more consistently. So post, set some reminders in your phone. That way, you're posting. That way you're adding to your story. Stock up. I would prepare some of the things, because I would be like, oh, I would go to Taylor's page if I was, like a brand new person, and I would be like, oh, I like how she posted this. Let me copy and put that in my notes. So that way, as days would come, I already had some stuff to do. We all don't get ready every single day, but the days that we do get ready, we go in different rooms, we flip shirts. You can take different selfies or different angles of things. Like, there might be one day a week where you get ready for the week, but you can change shirts, you can go into different rooms, change out your background, something of that nature, and make it simple for yourself. But, just make that commitment to just go after your dreams, go after your goals, but you have to show up. You have to show up, because that's what's going to build people's trust in you to know what to do. And so you have all those resources. And like I said, we can give you the messages, we can give you the posts, we can give you the tools and things, but it's up to you to do that. So if you come back to us and say, oh my gosh, something's happening, if we go to your page, you're not coachable. If we can't coach you through that if you haven't posted anything. But if you've been putting some stuff up and we see that, then there's things and opportunities for us to be like, oh my gosh, this is an easy fix, or hey, it's all about wording or tweaking this, or let's focus on this. And so that's what I want to encourage you with, is just, go after it, but be consistent with it. And even if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I really want to post about the cleanse or something, but you don't know what to post, go to your sponsor, go back to the person that invited you to this opportunity, because that's their job. That's our job in mentoring and guiding you, is giving you the tools and the resources again. But it's up to you to do the work. And so I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Ask questions, go, there's a ton of different trainings on my YouTube. We put some different resources there. So in about 30 minutes, on Mark Pentecost, he is our CEO. I actually shared his post earlier on 2020 Focus page. Every Sunday night, we have a family call. And so it's just kind of like regroup for the week. We talk about goals and things like that. And so that should be something that you also put on your weekly calendar. It just helps you stay tuned with like announcements or different things that are going on. That way you can be informed, but it also helps you just get to know the heart and soul of our company. And so that's going to be starting, it'll be 9:00 my time. So I'm Central Time, but in about 30 minutes, they will be live on their page. So go watch that. You'll also see the link shared in our team page, but just make that your thing. Like, make it part of your Sunday routine that you're just going to do that. And so, like we said, if you have questions, reach out. I appreciate you guys hopping on with us. I hope everybody has a great week, and we will have a team Zoom tomorrow night. So stay tuned for info on that, so you guys can get some more training and stuff. But I hope everybody has a great week, and we'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all.